Let's get the latest with our reporter Anne Barker, who joins us out of London. And we've just seen those peace talks finally get underway. How much hope is being held out for them?
Look, not a lot, Bev. I mean, these talks were due to begin about 4 hours ago now, 9 o'clock local time in Ukraine. They were delayed by some hours, but the delegations, as you said, have now gone to a region in Belarus for those talks. Certainly the Ukraine President, Volodymyr Zelensky, says he doesn't hold much hope of there being any great breakthrough coming from these talks. He says he wants a ceasefire and an immediate withdrawal of Russian troops. Now, Russia, for its part, says it wants an agreement that it's in the interests of both sides, but hasn't spelt out exactly what that might be. Now, bear in mind that it's not the leaders, of course, of these countries that are taking part in the talks. It's just officials, and that would clearly diminish any chance of an immediate breakthrough, given that it would have to be relayed higher up. So I don't think anyone on either side would be optimistic of this war ending anytime soon.
Yeah. On the offensive, Anne, what is the latest we're hearing out of Kiev? The state of emergency has lifted, but it's been an intense couple of days for people living there.
It has. I mean, look, adding to that lack of optimism is the fact that Russia's attacks continue, as we've just seen. The advance into Kyiv has been somewhat slower, partly because of Ukraine's resistance, stronger than what Russia expected. And certainly Russia has opened up a corridor for some Ukrainian civilians to flee. That seems to have slowed attacks overnight, at least in the north of the country. But in the south, we're now hearing of reports down on the south coast, particularly around Mariupol, the seaport where Ukraine has its naval fleet. Residents there woke up this morning saying that they were suddenly surrounded by warships. 20 kilometres to the west at a town called Shirokine, there has been heavy aerial bombardment. So people there are saying that a lot of Ukrainian soldiers have been wounded, if not killed there. The big fear, in fact, now is whether Belarus may enter this war. There are reports from US intelligence suggesting that Belarus may well send troops in to support Russia, particularly as Western nations in Europe are sending armaments to help Ukraine. The Kremlin has accused the EU of hostile behaviour, and that may now lead to Belarus entering the war as well.
Anne Barker out of London, thank you very much for that latest update.